afternoon from Los Angeles, California. I'm Dr. Ryan Ava. After a 6-year battle to keep his records shielded from the same scrutiny that every president has faced since the 1970s, House Democrats have voted to publicly release the disgraced former President Donald Trump's tax returns. Members of the House Ways and Means Committee cast their votes along party lines last night following a 4-hour closed-door hearing on the matter. Although the full documents are not expected to be released for several days, the committee is already out with a 39-page summary of its findings, and here are some of the key takeaways. In 4 of the 6 years reviewed, Trump reported a negative income to the IRS. His income was in the green in 2018 after his first full years as president, and again in 2019, before falling back into the red in 2020. In 3 years and 3 of the 6 years reviewed, Trump paid $750 or less in federal income taxes. That includes 2020 where he paid zero. Again, that is $0. The committee also raises questions about the IRS scrutiny of a substantial number of declarations made on the disgraced bankrupt former president's returns, despite claiming millions of dollars in deductions from charitable donations. The committee writes that the IRS made no efforts to verify the legitimacy of Trump's claims, quote, even when no supporting documents were provided, end quote. Those and other alleged failures by the IRS to scrutinize Trump's returns are outlined in another new report from the committee. Their lawmakers write that the IRS only conducted an audit of Trump's returns once, despite it being mandatory every year for sitting presidents. Only after the committee launched its investigation into Trump's tax returns did the IRS take any steps to look further into the filings. In an internal memo, the agency claimed it did not have enough resources to examine all the potential issues in Trump's tax returns. One of the Democrats who voted last night to release Donald Trump's tax returns, Congressman Don Beyer of Virginia, stated that after he had a chance to look at the full spate of Donald Trump's tax returns, as a long-term business person, he was just amazed how someone could report $100 million in income and have a federal tax liability of just under $1,000. That is, of course, one of the many wonderful nuggets that have come out of this so far. Now, next appropriate question to ask is, after looking at the full tax returns, whether or not there were any sources of income that seemed inappropriate in any way. Well, since this was all about checking the audit procedure, no one has yet audited the actual tax returns. This is in spite of Trump's claims that his tax returns were under audit. Now, the notion that they didn't perform any audit during his presidency is simply mind-boggling. In other words, IRS only performed one audit on one of Trump's 6 years of tax returns, and that was only after they received Chairman Richie Neal's letter. Additionally, they put only one IRS agent on this, which is considered to be substantially understaffed, and there was no way a single person could actually go through it carefully. What jumped out at me the most was the fact that almost $300 million worth of unsubstantiated deductions were made. That's, by the way, how you get to paying no taxes when you can simply state you gave $71 million here and $27 million there, when in fact there was no documentation in support of your claims. Now, the fact that the disgraced Trump wasn't audited during his presidency doesn't necessarily indicate any wrongdoing on his part. Although given who Trump is, a shady businessman, if you could even call him that, he has most certainly cheated on his tax returns. A lot will come to light when the actual tax returns are released and appropriate audit and analysis are performed. In the meantime, let's not forget that the law was very clear and that every president returns are subject to mandatory audit. In fact, every president going all the way back to Richard Nixon has voluntarily released their returns. Trump promised to do that, just like everything else with him, it never came through. Now, one last thing. Republicans continue to claim that this is going to open the doors for the government, mainly IRS, to go after private citizens. I take several issues with that. First, we are talking about the President of the United States, the most powerful man in the entire world, who should frankly be held to a higher standard. In every aspect, it is significant for us, the voters, to know if and how the president's income will be influenced by his presence in the Oval Office. Second, the nature of filing your tax returns dictates that you file them with the government. Hence, they are called federal tax returns. The government has already access to our tax returns anytime they want to. In other words, any one of us at any time can be subject to an IRS audit. So the notion that the government is going to come after private citizens is simply another old tactic by the Republicans to fearmonger and divert your attention from what matters the most, and that is accountability and the fact that no one, including the disgraced, single-term, twice impeached, bankrupt ex-president, is above the law. To support my work, please subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up. Also, please don't forget to hit the bell icon so you wouldn't miss any of my new videos. Thanks for watching.